Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is Polly with a hand check and voice check. Okay, now that that's on the way. On November 4th, a lot of the left had a worldview that wasn't quite accurate. And on November 5th, they found out how inaccurate it was. They dealt with defeat in different ways. A lot of those at the top, with a lot to lose, made peace. Not that they so much made peace with Donald Trump, but made peace with the fact that their candidate lost. They have to deal with Trump, they have to deal with Republicans. That's why you saw some media and some powerful people marching down the Mar-a-Lago and kiss the ring. Way it goes. Winners win. There is, however, an element on the left that the bubble has not been burst. Their worldview is not correct. They are not the vanguards of a revolutionary movement. They are not the spiritual majority here in America. And it's, guys like, Destiny, Vosh, Hans Piker, Minority Report, a bunch of them. Just haven't adjusted the fact that they have lost. But some, like the Young Turks, Bill Maher, it's not that they're pro-Trump, but let's not call them Nazi anymore. Let's not call them fascist anymore. Let's not call Republicans the worst things possible anymore. Because it hasn't worked. What they were doing before hasn't worked. They've come to agree that it's not working. You can call Donald Trump all you want, and no one's going to believe you. What was a major loss? The major losers in this election clearly was the mainstream media. They said Donald Trump was this, Donald Trump was that. And people said, we don't believe you. And we voted for him. Other people not going to vote for a Nazi or commie or anything like that. You pass a test there with them that overall is far superior than any commentator has. I can get some advice to those on the left who hasn't come to terms with the Trump victory. It's like, maybe some counseling? No. Little boobs every so often. Go for long walks. Read a book. Listen to music. But get over the fact that you lost. I mean, there'll be opportunities to oppose Donald Trump in the months to come. There always is. However, what I don't like, and I think a lot of Americans don't like, is you start off already going full bore against Trump. That Jeremy Raskin, for instance, or Chuck Schumer planning some type of nonsense. Now, this is America. That doesn't play. Now, if Trump does things that you say that this is, I guess will be belief, okay. Then you fight. But how about waiting a little bit? Every president's supposed to get a grace period. Okay, we know it's Donald Trump. And grace period's tough when he's coming right at you on his forums and all his tweets and stuff. But even so, try to discipline yourself. Now we're hearing things about the left that we already suspected. Oh, horrors! We didn't know that Joe Biden was going senile. Yes, you did. You just ignored it. That's all. We didn't know that Kamala Harris was so seemingly unfit. Yes, she did. For 4 years, she'd been VP and done anything. What made you think she'd do something now? There was this YouTuber with photoshopped a bottle of booze in her hand as she talked. I said to myself, maybe it's the answer. Maybe she was drunk all the time. That's what it sounds like. You had a bad candidate. Yeah, maybe Joe Biden should have quit a lot earlier, but maybe he shouldn't have been in there in the first place. How long had it been that he's been stumbling around? You knew it, and you ignored it. You said Donald Trump was a Nazi. You knew it wasn't true. He didn't go like this. Come on now. You lied to the American people. You lied repeatedly to the American people. This is the mainstream media. But all those little VTubers, YouTubers, do it too. Do you know it? I mean, my eyes, I saw clearly what everyone else saw. Joe Biden is mentally senile. My ears heard what everyone else said about Kamala Harris. She couldn't speak. She couldn't give out a single thought that was articulate. Now some say, well, maybe she didn't have any. Well, that could be. But how keep being around in politics for so long and not pick up something, some type of belief? Well, they say, well, they coached her too much. They didn't coach her enough. My advice to Democrats is stop losing. Take a deep breath. Sit back and see what happens. You probably oppose Donald Trump on a lot of things, but maybe not all. I'd wait a bit first. This thing's about, oh, we know, it's impeach him day one. Well, you can't do it, but you know, if the Senate could do it, well, House, they probably would try to impeach him again. I mean, this is a looting policy that they'll keep doing. Clearly, the Democrats need a revolution, probably from below, to overturn what they have now. You know, Republicans have done that. You say, well, the chaos that Donald Trump brought. No, Donald Trump brought a revolution inside the Republican Party. After the loss of Mitt Romney, clearly that George Bush wing of the Democratic Party could not win a national election. Donald Trump showed you could. And believe me, he had resistance all over the place. But he was correct. A revolution has happened inside the Republican Party. He is now a populist. What about you Democrats? Oh, I see the bunch of billionaires making policy. You haven't had your revolution. This woke nonsense there. I mean, that's not a revolution. That's a behavior forced from above to those down below. I mean, having males put a wig on there and say they're girls and play girl sports. I'll tell you something, that isn't playing well in America. I don't believe that's anything that would come up by ranks, but rather dictate from the top. Till you have your revolution. I mean, you had Bernie Sanders, but you know, Sanders was always a no-go. I said early on, Americans are not going to pick a Nazi or a communist or Bernie Sanders. Sanders was a socialist, and what I disliked about him more than anything else, he never explained how we would accomplish socialism. So in one way you do it. You gotta take people's stuff away. So in one way to do it, because people don't want to give up this stuff, you gotta use force. And he never said that. Okay. And now point counterpoint, we're gonna talk about Jimmy Carter. Okay, Lynn, go first.
He's 100 years old. Many think that his greatest accomplishment was he lived to be 100, which is very rare. As a president, he's not considered successful. But then again, what do we consider success? Unfortunately, he had the Iranian crisis on his administration, and he had the high inflation that Johnson and Nixon presided over. That probably more than anything else brought him down. The Iranian crisis was really beyond his control. I don't think America quite understood that Islam could be a very difficult force to work with. He is followed by Ronald Reagan, and I think for that the left was very harsh on Jimmy Carter. In many ways, well, the Carter tipping was used for Bill Clinton. But you know, he was a successful businessman, he was a governor, and though admittedly he did not have a good presidency, he was a good man. That's something that, boy, we could use a little more of today. An old world gentleman, as it were. They're long gone. Okay, To quite honest, Polly, he missed before my time, so I like to give a general full eulogy to him, but, he didn't stay around long enough to do much. Okay, Polly, over to you.
Thank you, Ben. The unfortunate truth about Jimmy Carter is that he looked like he would be a good president. He'd been in office for the military. He commanded a submarine or something like that. He had been a governor. And he had been a businessman. Everything it would take to be, what the honors, what Bill Clinton did later. But he wasn't fit for the job. Yeah, he looked the part, but he wasn't. He was a weak man who got lost. There's a story about him, which I find incredible, but, well, here it is. At the height of the Iranian crisis, he was there spending time writing out who would use the tennis courts. That's not a job for a president of the United States, but it is a job for a man who has lost his ability to control events and is so overwhelmed that he just sublected to the thing that he can't control. He paved the way for Ronald Reagan and the Reagan Revolution, which got her finally rid of Nixonism. So, in a way, we owe that to Jimmy Carter. He was a decent man. He had a decent life, but he was a failed president. Okay. This is Polly. This is just a short little ramble before the new year ends. I hope you all had a good year. If you didn't, maybe next year will be better. Okay, this is Polly saying goodbye. Would you please subscribe? Okay.